church.
Right. Connect that devil card. That is Capricorn, or who is it?
Capricorn. Devil card is Capricorn energy.
Okay.
And I also, because I think it's funny, I used to hate the devil card. As Ashley, the devil card pop up, I'm like, I'm gonna put this back, and it'll fly out again, and I'm like, I'm gonna put this back. But then I realized, especially after teaching the tarot classes, that the devil card it's a restriction, but it's a false restriction that you put on yourself. It's a false prison that you put yourself in. Whether like if you believe that $10,000 is too much money or a lot of money, then you'll never have $10,000. I can say that for a fact because I've had $10,000, and before I thought I was $10,000 a lot of money, and I'm like, wait, I got it now. I was like, it's easily attainable. And also on a spiritual level, it's, am I worthy enough? Like,
Mm.
if you don't feel worthy, then you're not going to get your worth, period. Like you said earlier, all of those are false beliefs that you need to deconstruct.
Good.
But
I was
also,
gonna say that goes into
Very
conjunction with
good.
what Miss Kim was saying, just so people can make the connection if they're watching, that like she said, she has to deal with her own devils. The devil card is symbolic of the things that you have bound yourself to. The card itself is the imagery is the devil being bound to two things. But the crazy thing about that is when you really look at the card, he is not bound. So when you deal with your devil, it is a matter of you breaking yourself free, you understanding, well, I done made this all up this whole time. And sitting with yourself and going, wow, I made this up. I agreed to this. I subscribed to this. I aligned myself with this. I went through this in my whole life. And it's been a lie the whole time. And then what is that truth then? And how do you operate in that truth? And it's a weird place to be. That's why it
super
being it being a new moon in any way is a weird place, because it's like, well, now I'm empty, and what do I deposit? What am I planting? We know when we plant things in the earth, like if you want to plant sunflowers, if you want to plant cucumbers, if you want to plant collard greens, you have an intent. It's the same thing when you plant into yourself in that new moon period. What is that
Good
intent?
job.
That Capricorn time where you've been bound to these things that you thought were holding you back, and it's really just been you holding you back on something you made up for yourself. So now what do you plant to advance yourself forward with us using this other Sagittarius energy around us?
Mhm.
Because those Sagittarius is in Venus, that doesn't mean it's just your love life. It's how you love. It's how you love yourself. So if you've been planting in yourself, I'm stupid, I'm ugly, and then you really realize, like, I actually think I'm pretty cute. Boom, shoot that arrow or I'm cute, I'm fly. Oh, I like my outfit. I lost a couple pounds to this month. And now watch what changes in that 6 months, because 6 months from now, we're gonna be in July and there's gonna be a full moon. Now you're gonna release a whole bunch of things and you're gonna be walking taller, you're gonna be acting different. So it's just, honestly, Miss Kim, I gotta do a TikTok about this.
But also,
And not just about like this conversation, but about the importance of like getting into your classes and understanding these things. Because I'll say to you, maybe 2.5 years ago, I wouldn't have thought like this. Like my mind wouldn't have been able to do this. And
Good
now that it's
job.
doing this, I'm like, I like this. I want to keep doing
Maybe
this.
you can take some of this from this video and edit it, the last part, but I really like what I'm hearing when, when you don't say anything, it just makes me think that you're not smart or something. But I hear you guys are pretty smart, and so you're aiming for a place because, in this time that I've been quiet, I've been planting. I learned that I could plant, the red onions, and they're growing outside. And so, let me see here.
I also just wanted to add to what Ashley
So,
was saying. a lot of people have to realize that Capricorn, yes, it's restrictive. Yes, it sets bounds, but coming from a person who has Sagittarius placements and Capricorn placements, and I have a Capricorn stellium, the Capricorn energy I realized is not my enemy. I had to realize that because I just wanted to expand. I just wanted to do everything, and not have a plan and not like plan anything out. And Capricorns love planning. Like you got to plan it out. Like, what are you gonna do with this? And my Sagittarius energy just like, oh, I just want to expand. I don't even care what happens. I just want to grow. But having the Capricorn energy and realizing that I do need my limits. I do need my bounds because one, the Capricorn energy helps me from not burning myself out, especially because I have fire and air. I have a fire sun and an air moon. So that the air moon sometimes don't help with the fire. It just be sweeping it up. And the Capricorn smack you back down, like, hold up, relax, chill out. We need a plan. What is your plan? What is your goal?
And like
So,
the reason why the energy is always so hard for people that when they push through it is because they want to continue to resist against that. Let's create structure. No, I want to do all the things. You've been doing all the things with no structure, and where you at? Please stop. And so
You
it
have
gets
no plan.
harder and it gets more oppressive and it gets more uncomfortable. And then once we're out of the energy, you're kind of like your mind is set on something different and now you're going in a different direction, but it's all going to come right back around. So
Mhm.
it's almost like you start a business, you want your business to expand, and you're not putting plans in place and policies in place and structure in place for it to expand. So then when it does, it crumbles. Well, now
Mhm.
what? Now you're back in that energy of building that business again or building a new business. And what's going to happen? Are you going to do it again or are you going to make a better decision and work with it to learn how to create what you need to sustain? That's how I see Capricorn. Capricorn isn't just like the hard worker, it's the sustainer. This is
Mhm.
how you sustain. If you don't do that, you're going to always continue to burn out. You're always going to continue to crumble because a foundation built on sand is what? Going to continue to collapse. I do have something completely separate to talk about in a minute. And I'm so excited about it because I watched a TikTok about it and I went down a crazy rabbit hole last night. So it's completely separate, Miss Kim, has nothing to do with this. But I want to tell you about
you what?
it. All right, I'm gonna just tell you. I watched a TikTok last night and you brought up Beyonce. And the TikTok spoke about, because remember how you said she's being controlled and she's being drugged? That is exactly what the TikTok talked about. And it spoke about how Jay-Z was doing it to her and then brought up specific video images of him doing it and his reaction when she would reject it and like try to go against the grain. And I was watching it. So then I'm just clicking hundreds of other videos and like scrolling and hashtags because it's 11 o'clock at night and I should be asleep, but this is what I'm doing. And the amount of control and things and like why Solange is really not around her and what she's really trying to do and how she's really wanting to break her out of the system and her family is requesting that Jay-Z slow down and stop drugging her at the rate that he is because she's completely zonked out. That was what I
Okay,
wanted to
so
share.
now make sure when you tell them that you put my email address so they can join the class, because somebody was over here telling me the other day that you need to talk about the prophecies that you give people so that they can come on. And I'd be like, I'd be saying stuff and I don't even know it. But I want to let me I want to I want to say this here. I'm not a prophetic individual that's trying to push my agenda again, of course, but I see what I see. And if we read those charts, it's there. It's there that those children, his fatherhood is not, he's not around as much as they make it to seem, and Alana had told me about 2 years ago, you should read for them. And I'm, to get more people watching. And I said, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it because if God didn't tell me to do it, I'm not going to. It's not my business what they're going through. But when we looked at how she came in and she started her tour and people were saying their life was changed, I was like, what the hell is going on here? If Jesus ain't changed your fucking life, don't piss me off. Ain't
Look,
no anointing up
I've
in
been to
there.
her concerts. Ain't nothing life changing about the concert. I've been to one. It's good
Okay,
entertainment, but
right. Now I've been to Michael Jackson's concerts and I love him to life, but he ain't changed my damn life. He excited me, and he was gifted. He is gifted, you know?
I think it's because a lot of the songs, like I know because I have a lot of her songs in my self-love playlist where I'm trying to like amp myself up. If you have extremely low self-esteem or no self-esteem at all, something like that, or a person that's singing songs like that, you're going to idolize them. You're going to basically make them a god in your world. So I think that's why a lot of people are saying, "Oh, I went to her concert and it changed my life." I'm like, I didn't get that. Like, I like the song because it pumped me up. It made me feel something good. It made me feel good about myself, especially when I'm singing it to myself. But to say that I went to someone's concert and it changed my life, that's a reach.
Right. My son told me, let me cut this